Most salespeople freeze when they hear objections. I personally like to prevent them. And today I'm going to teach you how to handle objections like a pro. Not with pressure, but with presence, psychology, and real connection. Stick around till the end as I'm sharing my personal client stories from being in the field for many, many years. My name is Adnan, and I've been in sales for 25 years. I've been convincing people to say yes when their first instinct was no. I've been the highest producing rep in a $1 billion home improvement company consistently for many, many years. So let's jump right in. Strategy number one that I want to talk about is label the emotion. There was a wonderful client of mine named Carol. Beautiful home, but she looked guarded. She said, I've been burnt before. I don't trust anyone in this industry. Now, I could have told her we're different. I could have shown her reviews or credentials. But instead, I leaned in and said, sounds like that experience was really awful and had you feeling pretty frustrated. You could see the whole body language change. She froze, then she exhaled. Yes, she said. That's exactly it. From that moment on, the whole vibe of the appointment changed. She listened to what I was saying because now she felt understood. That's called effect labeling. When someone feels emotionally acknowledged, the amygdala calms down and trust takes over. You're investing in people not for your gain, but to truly help them. And by putting yourself in your client's shoes is a very powerful way to do that. So remember to throw out your agenda and have an experience with people, and it'll do wonders for your sales. Strategy number two is the yes ladder. It was this guy, a classic engineer, arms crossed, all logic. He heard the price and said, not sure if this is the right fit for me. So I didn't push. I just started stacking small yeses. You want something reliable, right? You'd expect a strong warranty, correct? And you like saving money on your utilities, I assume. It was three nods and three yeses stacked. Then I said, so if I could show you a way to get all that without the stress, would it be worth a look? Now he's the one leaning in. That's the yes ladder. Why it works? Because once someone starts saying yes, the brain naturally wants to stay consistent. This has been proven with Robert Cialdini's consistency principle that people align with what they've already affirmed. So create a positive experience and avoid negative questions that make you win the argument but lose the sale. So let's not do that. Point number three is Socratic objection looping. A woman once told me it's just not the right time. You see, questions are so important in sales. I have worked with thousands of sales reps over my career. And if there's one takeaway that could make you millions in this industry is to develop a book, a journal of questions. Keep asking your top reps in the company around you what questions they ask and keep writing them down in your own words. So going back to it's not the right time, I asked her what would make it the right time. Might sound pretty blunt and straightforward, but if you lower your voice and tonality and ask this in a curious manner, you'll be surprised by the results. She paused, Then she opened up. My husband was laid off. We're trying to be careful right now. Now, although this is a super delicate situation, but at least now we're talking, now we're human. So I said, I totally understand. If things pick up in a few months, would this be something that you would revisit? She thought for a moment and said, yes. So I asked her, what if I structured the deal in a way that it didn't create any pressure until then? She thought for a moment again. We summarized the importance of the project by recapping the need and the urgency, and we figured out a no money down finance situation. And after another 20 minutes of conversation, we made the deal. Not by pushing, but by listening deeply. That's what I call Socratic objection looping. Asking curious, open questions that help the prospect uncover their own path to yes. Now remember, none of this is about tricking people. Instead, all you're doing is buying more time and asking deeper questions to truly understand where your clients are coming from. We as salespeople sometimes assume quick and we prejudge, thinking for ourselves and drawing conclusions without asking the questions. So let's not do that. Number 4 is mirroring and tactical empathy. I met a guy who said, I don't want to deal with another home improvement project. So I didn't challenge that. I just mirrored. Another project? He nodded yes. The last one was chaos. The contractor ghosted us. Then I said, that would drive me nuts too. Sounded like you've had enough chaos for 1 year. And just like that, he smiled. His shoulders dropped. He felt seen. He felt safe. That's the power of mirroring and empathy. You're not selling, you're connecting. And when people feel understood, they want to trust you. So don't be in selling mode the moment you walk in and meet your clients. Sometimes you can sell deals by doing the opposite, as they think of you as a friend and not as someone who's only looking at his pocket. Number 5, preemptive objection handling. Recently, I was helping a couple in their 60s. They liked the product, but I could feel it. They were about to bring up price. So before they could, I said, in this day and age, a lot of people worry about price at first, which is totally understandable. But almost all of them tell me later, it wasn't the cost that mattered. It was the peace of mind, knowing that I was there for them from start to finish and made sure that everything went exactly according to plan. They looked at each other like I read their minds. They never even said the word price again. That's called objection inoculation. By bringing it up before they do, you remove the emotional sting. I'm a big believer of using the service or product of the companies I have worked for, so I can sell with full conviction. And I'm okay with getting the price objection because I consider that the most honest and real objection. It tells me what I need to work on. For instance, building more value, if that's what I'm hearing, more frequently. If people say price, 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 you know what you need to work on. If you made it this far in the video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as that helps me know to make more content like this. Also, share your comments below, and I'll personally respond to each and every one of you. Number 6 is anchoring. A guy once told me this seems a little steep. So I said, yes, some homeowners go fully custom and can spend over $30,000. But for you, the solution is only $9,800. His jaw dropped. Now $9,800 sounded much more reasonable. That's the power of anchoring. People don't judge numbers in isolation. They compare them to whatever came first. This is again a common example you see with experienced salespeople that just don't want to talk about price. I recently bought a car and I hated the whole experience of how they wouldn't discuss numbers, even though that's all I wanted to know. So when you have someone asking price, it's good to give them a high and a low range to keep them engaged. But to completely shy away from that or using words like, oh, we'll get to that later can be a huge turnoff. So don't do that. Number 7 is social proof and belonging. This one's funny. The guy said, I just don't know if this is for people like me. So I smiled and said, that's exactly what Joe said 3 doors down. Now he's referring me to his whole family. The guy laughed. I didn't know Joe did this. I said he didn't think he would either until he realized the value. Now, in this situation, we weren't selling, we were connecting. You see, humans are tribal. When someone sees that people like them are saying yes, they feel safe to do the same. Last and bonus point is future pacing. I wanted to include this in this video as this might be my favorite go-to, and it sounds a little something like this. I ask one simple question that changes everything. And it goes like this. Imagine it's 6 months from now. The project's done. You've got your weekends back. No more stress. How would that make you feel? They smile. They see it. That moment. They already own it. That's future pacing. Because when people emotionally live in the benefit, the decision becomes easy. I want to leave you with some final mindset shifts. Objections aren't rejection. They're invitations. Your customer is saying, help me believe. You just need to slow down, ask better questions, and speak to the human beneath the hesitation. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe. Share it with a teammate who's tired of hearing, I need to think about it. And remember, I don't close sales. I create moments of emotional certainty. That's how you turn a no into a yes. Speaking of making moments, if you enjoyed this video, you might like this one here. And comment below and let me know which point resonated with you.